Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we have Moose from TNA. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I'm making Moose, and this is one I've had on my list for a long time that I've wanted to do. It was just a matter of working up the motivation to do it because there's a lot that is going to go into this. So that's why he's just by himself. Sometimes I'm going to have a couple figures in a video. Sometimes like for episode 50, I think I did like 16 customs at once. This one is going to be very involved. I want to make sure that I get all the details right. I want to make sure that I'm just like being patient with it, but there is a lot to do. I am really excited. I want to get the decals out while we're talking here so you can see just everything that goes on him. But formula wise, obviously it's a Bobby Lashley body, and then he's a tall guy. He's 6'5", I think is his build height. So what I did for the legs instead of the Bobby Lashley lower legs was just take some of the mean Mark Calloway legs, or lower legs. So he's got these calves, he's got the red boots, and then his attire was, so this is from Against All Odds when he fought Kenny Omega, when Kenny Omega had like all the belts. So Moose has a ton of tattoos. Here are his arm tattoos. There's left arm. There's leg tattoos. Here's his right arm. He's got tattoos on the front of his body, on his torso, and then he's got back tattoos. So there's so much. And then this is it. This is it for the tights here. And then these are going to go on the boots. But what I'm going to do, obviously, we've got to paint the head. The arms are still from the Lashley figure, but he didn't have wrist tape. I think I have some double jointed arms somewhere. I'm going to try and find those without any tape or anything on them. And if not, I'll just acetone off this design. But then in the match, he had like a white sleeve on, just like a large elbow pad. And I don't think I'm going to do that just because of the tattoos. So that'll be a little inaccurate, but I like showing off the tattoos. I don't want it rubbing off the decals. So I'm going to do that. And then for the legs, he always wears like big sleeves underneath. So he's got the white knee pads. We're going to acetone off that design. And then the boots and calves. So what I'm going to do is his tights need to be white. So I'm going to tape off the torso. I'm going to take the legs off and then spray paint the tights white with some primer. And then I'm also, while the legs are off, I'm going to take the knee pads off as well. And then I'm going to like tape it off up here as well so that I can spray everything from here down white and then paint, and then I have some gold that I'm going to spray over that. So it should all go on evenly. It should be like white, and then like the goldish metallic color takes quite a few layers. So instead of that, I'm just going to use the primer. I'm going to spray everything, do a couple coats, get on, just it's nice and thick, nice and like it just covers well, and then it'll just be about applying decals and everything. So a lot of steps, a lot of patience. Like I'm gonna wait after I spray things. I typically let things wait like a day or two. So this video might end up being like, I don't know, 10 minutes, but the process, all of this is gonna probably take me a few days to get around to. So not gonna waste any more time. Here we go. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is start painting the skin tone, and I'm going to put a few layers on, so I just do that as I go. I put on a layer, do something else, put on more layers, and I just continue until it's solid, and then I'll spray that. I did decide to use different knee pads, so these knee pads are a little bit bigger than are going to give me more to work with. These are the knee pads from the Unmatched Revival figures, or FTR figures, my bad. So I got to get the design off of those, and the red is kind of a pain to get off. Some of these spots are stuck in here pretty well, but nothing a little bit of effort isn't going to take care of. So here it's really hard to see. Sometimes I will get like a close up, but here's the sculpting tool I use to paint the eyes in there. Just gonna get the white in as I go. And then here's the body. So it came fast in the time lapse, but it took a long time to get here. I used primer on the legs, on the boots, on the crotch piece. Then I pieced everything back together after I sealed it. And this was over like 2 days. I like to like spray, let it sit for a night, and then I'll come back with the sealer and let that sit for a night. So it took a while to get back to this point, but now we've got all the gold, all the white, we can get all the decals. This is the fun part because it's like I've said before, it like really brings the figure together once you're getting all the decals. I love doing stuff like this where we've just got a lot of stuff. Like you're gonna look at this and it's moose. It's not debatable. On the decals here, I did have to cut a little bit to fit some of the torso points of articulation, but not a huge deal. I don't do that on the arms. On the arms, I get them on, I hit it with the hair dryer pretty hard, let those suction to the arms, essentially shrink to the arms, and then I'll come back and kind of press them on gently. He's got a lot of decals on the torso, on the legs, and with curb stomp, it's really easy for the most part. You just got to cut on the dotted lines and just apply carefully. The last few things here, we've got to paint up the boots. So gonna paint the laces all white, and then he's got like a white outline along the top of the boot, and then I've got to paint the bottom of the boot white. So I'll just go around, put a few layers of that around here. Just be nice and careful, keep the lines nice and smooth. All right, so we are all done, and here is Moose. I gotta adjust the camera a little bit here. It's a tall figure. There we go. So the first issue I had with it is that the left leg is warped, so you can see that kind of bows in a little bit. Like to get his boots to be flat, you have to spread it out a bit like that. It's not, I mean, that's not the end of the world, but just a little thing that kind of bothers me. Overall, really happy with it. Obviously, a lot went into it. The thing that, like, I like doing all the tattoos, but the thing that kept me from it is just like all the priming, the prepping. Like, sometimes I just want to knock out a custom quickly, and this was not one of those. It took a lot of time, a lot of patience, but I'm really happy with the end result. I've wanted to make Moose for a long time, so we've got the gold here. You can see on the knee pad, we've got that star. We've got the logo on the tights, and again, like using the white primer just makes that the paint look so smooth. I know some people, I think Clarky Collector on Instagram, I've talked to him a bit about using an airbrush. I'll probably get one whenever I see a decent one on sale. It's kind of what I've been looking at. Like always, just looking for stuff on Amazon, and they're really not super pricey, but I think that'll help. I think that'll just kind of like help me take my customs to another level, you know? Like I'm always trying to do that. I'm always trying to get better, but I think that would be something I could do to make a step that way. But you can see, we'll finish looking here. We've got the back tattoos. Whoops. Arm tattoos. So many tattoos. It was fun. I did have to cut this one to get it to fit here. Just overall, really happy with it. Gonna keep adding to my TNA collection. I want to go through and just add a lot of current guys. Like I have a Josh Alexander. I want to make Chris Bay and Ace Austin. I have most of the pieces, just haven't gotten around to them. I want to make like an updated Eric Young. I don't know. I just want to keep adding people from the current era of TNA Impact, and I also want to go back to like what I consider their prime in the like mid 2000s maybe. I loved it then. So anyway, we'll save that for another day. That's gonna wrap everything up for Work in Progress Wednesday. If you like what we're doing here, go check out some more from the playlist. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.